So by the way, checking our remaining schedule for the we are a bit late, no, sa 6 weeks given for these compressed lectures in principles of mining. So wait lang. Can you see my calendar? Or dili, sorry. Naka-share PPT lang ko. Let me stop the presentation and calendar na lang muna, calendar. Para manote din ninyo. So next week, purely discussion muna tayo to cover the topics, midterm topics, particularly, siya man lang siya. Stop presenting. Entire screen na muna. Yeah. So, syllabus. I think wala din naka-rotate ang syllabus din, no? So, better if i-download niyo siya. Let me just check kung may ano ako. Downloads ng syllabus. Ayan. So, just so that we could schedule our topics, no, based on the remaining days or sessions that we have until July. So, let's see. So, ang midterm should cover, by the way, parang ko na-discuss ng syllabus, right? So, discuss lang muna natin, no? Short na, presentation on the core syllabus. So, this is EM 121, Principles of Mining. Prerequisite course niya is Elementary Mineralogy. This is offered every off semester, but we are eyeing on changing the schedule or the schedule of offering this course. So, likely, dapat nasa first semester na siya ng first year. Okay, but that would be effective to the upcoming or succeeding na batches. For the course outcome, this is as mandated by the CMO or CHED Memorandum Order for the offering of BS Mining Engineering. Principles of mining should discuss basic principles of mining or mining cycle, the mining methods and history. And after this, you should be able to apply knowledge on basic principle of mining cycle, mining methods, history, and overview of the mining industry in elucidating the socio-economic importance of the mineral industry. Okay, so ang learning evidence, the requirements that are expected from you from this course includes yung engineering lettering assignments ninyo, the examination, midterm and final, and the quizzes or seat works. For the grading system, 60% of your final grade will be based on your grade in midterm and final exam. And then this is AA2. 30% of it will be coming from your quizzes, and then the remaining 10% will come from your grades in engineering lettering. Okay, so all posts regarding the course material and your submission links for your engineering lettering will be posted in Google Classroom. Although accessible na din ang UVE, but para di na lang ta mag-migrate, I need you to enroll lang sa UVE for monitoring kasi monitor to no ng university, our curriculum instruction office for the utilization ng UVE. So I need you to enroll there, although ang main platform is nakalink naman na din sa UVE. So dito gapin ta sa Google Classroom. So ang topics natin for midterm would be history of mining, maps and major regional discoveries, geological exploration, introduction to surface mining, mine planning, and design. And then for the final term, the topics would be underground mining, environmental health and safety, permits and laws, mining engineering profession, and economics and mineral industries, and reclamation. By the way, madunggan ninyo ang background or clear lang ako ang audio. Mas dominant akong voice. Okay lang? Okay lang? Kaya para sa recording, okay, thank you. Sige, so let's start with the schedule, no? So we still have 3 weeks rather, to catch up with our lessons. So mag-end ta by last week of July. So dili ta mag-final exam. So by next week, cover na to ang topics on history. Karon ang discuss na to isang maps, self-reading on history of mining, maps and major regional discoveries and geological exploration. We'll discuss that today. Introduction to surface mining will be discussed on Tuesday, and then mine planning and design would be on Thursday. Okay, but while we are waiting for, or you are waiting for our discussion, I need you to read in advance as well yung mga materials that have already been posted. Okay, para at least nag-progress gihapon ang inyong knowledge about these topics. Okay, so that will be the schedule natin. So continuous ang discussion. Tuesday, today, sa mineral exploration geological exploration, and then introduction to surface mining on Tuesday, and mine planning and design on Thursday. And then expect a quiz before the next na topics, no? So quiz regarding the previous topics. So for example, on Tuesday, we will be having our first quiz for the topics history of mining and geological exploration. Okay, so expect na, and we will no longer accommodate exemptions or any excuses for absences except for medical related na concerns, no, na di mo maka-attend, but I need you to inform me ahead of time, or if nasakit lang mo kalit, inform me before, no, the actual na class schedule. Alright, so let's start with our first topic. So let me just share my screen, my presentation rather. Yeah. Okay. So, di pa nakani. Wait lang. Let's start muna with the mineral resources in the Philippines. An overview. So this is based on the report ni Mines and Geosciences Bureau. You all know what Mines and Geosciences Bureau is? Do you already know? Or do you have any idea? What is MGB? So MGB is the Line Bureau, no, ni Department of Environment and Natural Resources, or DNR, which is mandated to enforce all laws, pertinent laws regarding the utilization of minerals. Okay, so all related sa mining, or everything that is related sa mining, geosciences, mga geohazards, those are under sa scope ni MGB, or the Mines and Geosciences Bureau. So annually, nag-provide sila ng report, no, kasi they have ongoing every year din. Well, the Bureau has different divisions. One of its division, the Geosciences division, then meron sila Mine Management Division. So si Geosciences Division, yun yung task to do the exploration, no, kung merong mga potential na presence of minerals of a certain area or region, so ilahan na siya gina-update. So this is one of the reports. So yeah, so we have different trenches no, na present kay Philippines. We have the Manila Trench, the Philippine Trench, the Negros Trench, and the Cotabato Trench. Okay, so ang makita na to na unsa ang naadiri nga mga metals, no? We have the volcanic arc terrain, which is represented by this color. And then ophiolite terrain naman, which mainly composed of metals chromium, platinum, cobalt, nickel, copper, lead, zinc, gold. So makita nato ang traces niya diri sa simplified na tectonic map of the Philippines. Ayan. So makita nato na medyo we are rich, no, in minerals, particularly those metal-bearing minerals. So with that, we have these potential areas and mineral deposits no present kay Philippines. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 11 no nga potential areas. We have the Luzon Central Cordillera. Most of these minerals have gold, copper, iron, and manganese metal content. And then the Northern Sierra Madre, chromium, nickel, copper. So very common, for example, sa atin sa Mindanao, we have the Surigao, no? Surigao region, or Caraga region. We also have the, ayan, sa Northern Central Mindanao, chromium, copper, and gold. Sa Samar Eastern Mindanao naman, we have gold, copper, iron, chromium, nickel, cobalt, and platinum. And then meron din tayo sa Palawan, no, usually copper, chromium rather, nickel, cobalt, platinum, gold, and rare earth elements. Okay, so yan yung mga prospects natin. Then there are major discoveries in far southeast porphyry copper gold deposit, Boyongan porphyry copper gold deposit, and now the being developed Tampakan porphyry copper gold deposit. So currently there are actually dili na siya updated. You can actually get the most updated number in the Mines and Geosciences Bureau na website on this. But at this time, nag-report ni siya there are 3 copper mines with gold and silver, 1 copper mine with gold, silver, and zinc, 5 gold mines in chromite mines, 1 magnetite mine, 80 nickel mines, 1 nickel processing plant, so 1 copper processing plant, 2,000 plus sand and gravel, cement, and other non-metallic operations. So I will be giving you this as part of your assignment. So pila ka buka ang updates natin no, for the operating mines. So when we say operating mines, they should have an approved na issued na mining permit. Okay, so a mining permit could be in a form of an MPSA, an FTAA if dili siya owned by a Filipino citizen. Say it is a foreign owned na company, so it should have an approved na FTAA. So another mode is JA or joint agreement, JV rather, joint venture agreement, JVA, or a CA. Okay, or co-production agreement. So some major mineral development projects, mga ni sila. So Tampakan Copper Project. And then more mineral development projects. So you can actually see these in details no sa MGB na website. Ayan. So mga offshore resources naman. Ayan. So mainly we are really rich in minerals, which makes us no, a uh, good point to start an investment on mining. So yeah, other metals, nickel, chromite, iron, lead, and zinc. So mining indicators. So by the way, this is a data extracted, no, reported in 2010. So that's why I will be giving you this as an assignment to get the most recent update on this. So at this time, kaniya to ang reserve. PH is third in global mine production after Russia and Indonesia at this time. During this time, all right. So, yeah. Now that we learned na very rich si Philippines in terms of mineral resources, no? So, the next step would be on how do we actually ensure or make sure na hindi lang yan siya a prospect, no, or a potential, but indeed something that is really valuable for mining. Okay, and that's the main reason why we need to identify the terms that is used, no, in the mineral industry. We need to really know the difference between a resource and a reserve. Okay? So resource, ito yung potential or an aggregate of minerals, no, that has the potential to be mined. So again, it still has the potential. It is not yet confirmed na this is mineable. Ibig sabihin ng mineable, valuable na siya, or we can earn a profit if we mine it. It has a potential, but we need to study further this deposit or this resource for us to be able to ensure that this is or this resource is valuable, indeed valuable to be mined at a profit. So if after several studies, feasibility studies, and feasibility study, we would know if that resource can indeed be earned at a profit, no? Or mined at a profit. And that's the time na pwede na natin siyang tawagon as a reserve. So, resource versus reserve. I think nawala ako ang PowerPoint. Tama ba? Nawala ang internet. Nakita niyo ako ang screen, guys? Okay. Sure, ang presentation makita ninyo? Introduction. Okay na. Tama na. Makita ninyo. Sige. Ako at ang internet ang problem. Okay, so now that we have simply defined what a resource and a reserve is, no, and we have already differentiated these two, no. Resource is yung may potential pa. Both are aggregates or natural aggregates of minerals, no. Both are rocks, no, na naay minerals, na naay valuable metals. Okay. Pero not both ang resource and reserve is profitable. Isa lang dira ang profitable. Ang isa is na potential, na profit, which is kailangan pa siya sa studyhan before we can actually before we can finally say na it is profitable. When we say if a resource is profitable, then we reterm this as, or we redefine it as a reserve. Okay, so resource, from resource, studyhan nato siya. If it is mineable, then tawagon na nato siya as reserve. Another term for reserve is ore. So ore is an aggregate of minerals that can be mined at a profit. So similar iyahang definition sa reserve, only that nowadays with the PMRC code, so naapod tay standard lagi na follow nato for reporting as future mining engineers, if you will become competent persons, to sign documents that would prepare this declaration of mining project feasibility or feasibility studies, if kana inyong i-push na career path, ang tawag na karon ana, tawagon nimo si or the term that you should use in your report to refer to that materials na can be earned at a profit is reserve. So instead of using the term or so duha na lang resource and reserve. Now ang assignment, so si geology, he or she is assigned to do the exploration. Okay? So before the mining starts, of course we have to ensure na naatay minahon. And the first thing that we need to look for is a resource. Okay, and uh, the the professionals that are tasked, no, assigned to do this are the geologists. Okay, and what do the geologists do when they do exploration? So mga nato ang i-discuss karon. Okay, so as this presentation says, no, mining begins with prospecting and exploration stages with long periods of investments and high risk of failure. Prospecting and exploration discovers evidence of mineral occurrence and outlines its size and character. Its program should be designed to find and acquire a maximum number of acceptable mineral deposits at a minimum cost within a minimum period of time. So, mo ni ang challenge kay geologists. So, what they're preparing is the exploration work program and environmental work program. Now, defining a mineral deposits is a collective effort of geologists, geophysicists, geochemists, metallurgists, mining engineers, chemists, lawyers, and even politicians. Now, why did we include itong politicians? Kasi for example, sa isang region or in a province, no, if naa na siya i-order dira nga mining ban, like open pit mining ban, then that would affect no sa feasibility sa imuhang potential na mining development. Okay? So, mo nang i-include na siya dire. So, and if wala na gid siya chance, if ang kana nga region, even if it has or it is rich in mineral deposit, pero kay tungod na siya bandira, so wala na gid siya potential na mamina. And therefore, dili siya ma-define as a resource. So, that's why i-include na sila dire. So, to find and acquire new deposits, the explorer must have access to land. It must undergo rigorous government approval and monitoring process. Later on, when you move forward with the course, you will know these different permitting na kailangan nagian, especially when you reach mining laws and your mine environmental management subjects. Apart from that, it must be capable of discovering deeply concealed or hidden deposits which have eluded previous explorers. The deposits must be amenable to economic and extractive operations now or in the future. Okay? So each exploration entity shall define its own objectives in terms of acceptable minimum rate of return on investment or their ROI for any deposit found and retained in terms which commodities and markets are to be involved. So the main objectives of exploration for human beings to discover more God's given natural resources for man's maximum use in a wise and sustainable manner, and to provide the basic necessities of man to survive, where almost everything that we eat, drink, wear, drive, live in, flying depends on the products of mineral industries for either its components, its production, its source of energy. Even in the primitive time, if you go back to the history of mining, so very relevant na ang kaning mining, no, na activity during those time in their livelihood, in their survival. Okay, and then now to the mining companies to find an economic mineral deposit that will increase the value of the company's stocks to the stockholders on continuing basis, and to find and acquire a maximum number of mineral deposits at a minimum cost and within a minimum period of time. Again, mining is a business, but as responsible mining engineers, we should in the future we should always bear in mind now we have in every development that we do, we should do it in a sustainable manner. When we say sustainable, it is we mean we are not compromising. We are utilizing we are utilizing our resources now, but we do not compromise the needs of the future generation. Okay? So, mao na ang sustainable development. Now, what are the qualifications of a mineral or for you to become a mineral explorer? So, of course, as I've said earlier, there in mining industry we also have a standard, and this standard is specified dun sa PMRC or the Philippine Mineral Reporting Code. So, under Philippine Mineral Reporting Code, there are certain people lang or professionals na that are allowed or accredited to prepare and sign these reports. So, for an exploration report, for instance, the geologist ang accredited to do this, CP or competent person for geology. And then for the mining naman, in preparation of the feasibility study, ang katong product ni geologist, ang iyang pinaka-final product is yung resource, no? Ang extent ng resource nimo, ang depth niya, ang iyang configuration or shape. Mao na iyang ipasa kay engineer. Now, si engineer, what he should do is to check the economics of that resource if it is indeed mineable, no, at present or in the future time. And what he's doing now is a feasibility study. Okay? So, ang kanang feasibility study, only the mining engineer can sign it. Okay? In order for the company or the proponent to be able to be given a declaration of mining project feasibility. Until such time na dili matagaan ng declaration of mining project feasibility or DMPF, si proponent, which is ang kanang DMPF is ang requirement ana niya is feasibility study prepared and signed by the CP or the competent person for mining. Okay? So, until such time nga wala to siya, na na-issue ni MGB, dili sila matagaan ng mining permit. Okay? So, who are qualified? So, si geologist, mining engineer, any engineer professional with a background in mineral exploration, good health, risk taker, adventurous, broad-minded, patient, knowledgeable on the use of exploration equipment apparatus. So, factors to consider prior to exploration work, scope of work or proposed exploration project, permits and clearances, amount of existing information, general geology of the prospect, type of sampling and data required, availability of exploration technology, equipment, manpower, etc. So, let's just think of it as na class na wala pa yung idea no ana nga lugar. Well, nagapangita pa lang ta, although with the data that I have presented earlier, which is a report ng MGB, those are actually product ng mineral exploration conducted by the geologists natin from the different parts of the Philippines. So they contributed, they studied a certain region, they explored there, and then they submitted this data to MGB, no, as their part of their report. And with that report, you consolidate na siya ni MGB, and they have created that mineral resource map in Philippines. Now, si MGB, they also have their own geologists, no, who also conducts mineral prospecting. And now that we have already advances in technology, na natay remote sensing, so medyo napadali na ni, and mas napadako ang scope, no, in conducting these type of exploration works. Now, kana na mga potential sites, it doesn't mean na if na siya potential, mao na gyud na siya dapat ka mag-mining dira. Well, mubalik na po diri si geologist, no, for to confirm na that potential really has the potential again no na mamina. So kana siya is potential pa lang nga present ang kana nga metal dira, let's say gold. So na potential na siyang region for gold. Pero dili man na pwede nimo minahon ang entire region. So you have to select that portion of that region, no, as little as possible, wherein if i-mine nimo siya, nagamay lang siya, dako kag kitaon. Okay, so dili nimo minahon ang entire region although na-reach siya on that mineral, pero you have to explore that region asa ang pinaka mo benefit ka if minahon nimo. Okay, and when we say benefit, we are not only talking about economics. You have to consider the other aspects no ni development. So diri na pud mosulod ang sustainable development. So of course we have to consider environment aside from the economics, since mining is a business. So you have to take into consideration the environment and the social acceptability or that or social development, no, that is incorporated with that development, mining development or mining project na i-put up dira. Okay, so amount of existing information, geology, general geology of the prospect, type of sampling and data required, availability of exploration technology, equipment, manpower. So disregarding muna yung parts ng feasibility, di sabihin diri lang sa resource, no? Unsa ang mga dapat na i-consider para mangita ta og resource. So of course, sa permits and clearances, if kabalo ka na naanay mining ban dira or open pit mining ban daan dira, then dili na nimo na siya sudlan although na siya potential. So you have to find another prospect land, no, na you can actually confirm in your exploration. So capability of the equipment, cost of exploration works, environment, the terrain, access to vegetation, social acceptability, the right of way to the site, peace and order, availability of the infrastructures, and utility. So these are the factors that we need to consider when we conduct exploration work. So sa peace and order, very important ni siya, no, kay basin mahulog lang na pagbubaon tanan ninyong equipment. Capability of the equipment, dili di ay accessible ang lugar, no, dili di ay kaya makarga ni nga equipment dito nga place. So kana sila mga ipang-consider. Now, few definition of terms. So prospect, surface, indication of mineralization that requires investigation. Prospecting is just a part of exploration. It is the direct search for surface indication of or mineralization. Exploration is to look and search for something valuable to man, includes all activities involve discovery and evaluation, and annual output of the new extractive operation. So we'll see mineral exploration is defined as the scientific investigation of the Earth's crust to determine if there are mineral deposits present that may be commercially developed. And then minerals are naturally occurring substances that have a corresponding chemical composition and distinct physical properties, or any rock that contains enough mineral that can be mined at a profit. Other term is reserve. Okay, mineral reserve. If dili pagali siya can be mined at a profit but it has a potential, ang tawag na is mineral resource. Okay. Mineral deposit, any known mineral occurrence with a potential to become an ore body worthwhile of mining. Ang kani siya class sa bag-o nato nga PMRC, updated year 2020, no, so dili na mineral deposit ang gamit nato ani for this mineral resource na. And then if potential pa lang yun siya, ibig sabihin na siya potential na ma-explore pa further, ang tawag na to ana is target mineral resource. So kana siya nga target mineral resource, mauna ang i-explore para maka-come up ta ng mineral resource. Then si mineral resource, adihan ni mining engineer, i-feasibility study niya para maka-come up ta ng mineral reserve. Okay? So rock are aggregates of minerals, gang minerals, valueless minerals associated in the ore. So there are valuable mineral. Ang ore is composed of different minerals, right? So within that ore, kasi ore is a rock, no? And then a rock has different minerals. Dili tanan minerals po dira is valuable. So na ay valueless, and we call these gang minerals. So waste rock are barren rock in the mine. Host country rock are considered mother rock, where the mineral is enclosed, deposited or confined. Bedrock or any solid rock in place underlying a soil, or clay or overburden. So basic steps in mining. So everything starts with prospecting and exploration, then followed by a resource estimation. So kaning prospecting and exploration, nakay-target mineral resource ang pinakauna, imo na siyang i-prospect, i-explore, and then after this, kani is trabaho ni geologists, and then i-estimate niya. After the exploration work, we would be able to determine or define the configuration, the depth, the shape, or the extent of our mineral resource. And that's the time na ma-estimate nato siya. Okay, so this is also a work of the geologists. And then after that, ipasa niya ni kay mining engineer who will conduct the pre-FS, and then the feasibility study, no? And then with that report or the feasibility study, dapat sign ni CP Mining. Okay? So after the conduct of the feasibility study, pasa kay MGB, if ma-issuehan na siya ng Declaration of Mine Project Feasibility or DMPF, then mag-follow na ang mining permit, no? Of course, aside from all other permits na kailangan pa ipasa ni proponent. And then after that, after the issuance of the mining permit, the development starts, no? So the development of access to our body, and then the mine operation begins, and then the mine closure, rehabilitation, and reclamation. Okay? So dili pwede nabiyaan lang diretso ni mining company after niya mag-mine. So naatay responsibility on rehabilitating and reclaiming the area. Okay, for a while. Okay, so remember these basic steps and uh, cycle ni stages of mine life. So balik ta sa exploration. So there are stages in the mineral exploration. First is the reconnaissance stage. When we say reconnaissance stage, this is in regional na scope, no, or scale. So its main purpose is to reduce the areas by identifying select ones for further studies. As I mentioned earlier, we have different potential areas for mineral resource. Pero we cannot mine an entire region with that resource or potential. So ang imo ni reconnaissance survey, ihahatong studyhan tong region asa dito ang pinaka appropriate or pinaka best na area to start with the much comprehensive na study to explore or to determine na mineral resource, no? So systematic geological mapping on 1:50,000 scale, so mas dako ang scale compared to others exploration stage, no, after this. Airborne geophysical surveys, magnetic, electromagnetic, and radiometric. So, muna yung mga geophysical surveys. Regional geochemical sampling, wide space. Yung stream sediment sampling. So, that's one. Mangita og sample by geological mapping, while nag-map ang mga geologists nato, nagkuha sila og samples, no? And those samples are collected and then submitted to the laboratory for analysis. So i-analyze karon ni lab ang katong mga present na elements dira na samples, and that would represent dun sa sample din or sa area na inyohang gikuhaan nato na sample. The regional geophysical survey, wide space din. Then photogeological remote sensing studies or PGRS. So yan yung reconnaissance stage. And then the preliminary exploration stage, or we call this as the reconnaissance, or the prospecting stage, no? So generally conducted for smaller areas, a few kilometers to tens of square kilometers. Geological mapping on 1 is to 25,000 or 1 is to 10,000 scale. Geochemical grids and ground geophysical grids for prospecting are kept at a closer intervals for the precise selection of target areas. There are test pitting and trenching that might be carried out, no, to expose the ore body if near to the surface. Okay, if exposed na dan or na presence of gaussans for iron, so pwede mo siya i-test pitting or i-trenching. Okay, so observe no na from reconnaissance stage, ang scale na to is nagapagamay. So regional reconnaissance, prospecting is at 1 is to 25,000 to 1 is to 10,000 scale. So mas gamay ang area na iyahang i-study. And then from that area or from that study area nila, naka-determine na sila na another area, smaller, much smaller area to explore. And mauna na karon ang studyhan ni semi-detailed, no? So when we say semi-detailed, work is conducted over very small areas less than a square kilometer to few square kilometers. There is this detailed mapping or up to 1 is to 5,000 or 1 is to 4,000 scale. Pitting, test pitting, trenching, bedrock sampling on all outcrop sections na agihapon siya, pero again mas mag-focus na ka atong mas smaller area pa, no? Then drilling on systematic pattern of up to 60 to 120 meters depth at 100 meters strike interval for gold, 200 meters for base metals, and 400 meters to 500 meters for limestone. So mo ni siya ang average no na depth conducted for the drilling of during this stage, no, semi-detailed exploration stage. So na siya drilling. And then detailed petrological and mineral studies within the mineral deposit economically viable zones, their strike length, width, and depth identified based on the surface studies and the drilling data. With this study or in this exploration stage, we will have at least we will be able to picture out then the configuration, no, of our deposit. Okay, kasi meron naman ng returns from our drilling activities. Okay, and then the ore resource, this should be a resource, no, ma-estimate. Kasi we can only reword it as a reserve if na ay mga modifying factors na nag-include niya sa study, and that can only be done through a feasibility study, pre-feasibility study, and bankable feasibility study. Okay, tira lang na tayo makatawag og reserve, pero if wala to sila na studies, resource lang ato ang ma-measure. Okay, or resource is estimated. Lastly, the final stage, detailed exploration, exploratory openings or boreholes are drilled at closer intervals along the strike and also depth-wise to accurately determine the shape, size, the disposition of ore, and the grade of the ore body. So detailed mapping on 1 is to 2,000 or 1 is to 1,000 scale. Mineral phases, beneficiation tests are carried out, processing of all databases, and then all resource is also further estimated. So much detailed lang siya, ani na point. Pwedeng mabawasan tong imuhang original na resource na na-estimate from the semi-detailed, pwede po na madagdagan. Depende sa results sa imong detailed na exploration. Pero usually, magtingkagamay yun na imuhang ore body. No? Resource pala, imuhang resource. Kaya wala pa man tanag feasibility study. So, these are some of the common, no, na mga activities incorporated for every stages na mineral exploration program. So sa prospecting, we have the field level research, like geomapping, rock sampling lab testing, plotting and geologic data on maps, And then Putay, heavy mineral planning, airborne satellite tech. So just try to research these activities that are also done or conducted for every stages na mineral exploration. Ayan. So sa geochemical surveys or exploration, stream sediment sampling, water sampling, rock sampling, specialized sampling, and then of course all samples should be eyesight, no? And then geophysical exploration, aeromagnetic, radiometric, magnetic, electromagnetic, gravity surveys, seismic surveys, remote sensing, electrical, and radiometric. And then to confirm the deposit, we should always do the exploration drilling or exploratory drilling. Ang drilling po ay klase-klaseng types. We have the percussive or percussion drilling, the rotary percussion drilling, rotary drilling, and the diamond core drilling. So, asa diri ang makakuha tag sample. So, kanin sa diamond core drilling. Okay? So, wala lang ta nag-drill, nagbangag, but we are taking sample, undisturbed sample, no, of what is beneath the ground. So, mo ng core drilling. And then, sampling and data gathering, geologic interpretation, or reserve estimation. Now, with the presence of different softwares, we would be able to estimate our resource. And then further pre-feasibility studies and further feasibility studies would enable us to determine the reserve estimate. So here are the different prospecting techniques. No? You have the heavy mineral panning, airborne and satellite techniques, fluid inclusion studies, isotope studies, portable X-ray fluorescent analyzers, and laser techniques. So heavy mineral panning applicable to resistant metals and minerals with high specific gravity like gold, platinum, cassiterite, tungsten, barite. So, dili naman siguro mo new sa term na panning. No? So, we have also airborne and satellite techniques done by area photography, supplemented by satellite airborne electronic imaging system to map structural, lithologic, and alteration features. So, ang product ani niya is a lithologic map. No? An exploration of satellite airborne imaging system is a multispectral scanner. So, this is one of the what do you call this techniques no sa remote sensing din. Then fluid inclusion isotopes detect fluids during or forming process. The fluids or hydrothermal solutions are those that are entrapped during the growth of its host crystals and trapped after the growth of host crystals. Well, you will learn more of these sa inyong mineral deposits itong types of different modes of mineral depositions, no. And then portable X-ray fluorescent analyzers. So there are analyzers, no, equipment that or instruments that allow us to detect directly yung metals, okay, or elements na sa minerals or sa sample. So this is an example, the XRF analyzers. So portable kasi handheld lang siya. Then laser techniques utilize laser beam Luminex system to measure luminescent radiation coming from minerals. The Luminex system to detect. Wait lang, class. Okay. So the Luminex system can detect and quantify responsive minerals occurring in an outcrop, used to detect metals like tungsten, zinc, molybdenum, and gold. Now, for the mineral exploration methods, we have the geological exploration, geochemical exploration, the geophysical exploration, drilling exploration or exploratory drilling, and the mining exploration. So this is a term used no, to for the ongoing exploration even during sa mining na. A prime tool in mineral exploration includes the following: derivation of target concepts, collection of available geologic data, mapping, alteration and zoning studies, core logging, interpretation of data to collected, integration of geologic data on maps. So this is the first na method natin for the mineral exploration, geological exploration or geological mapping, no? So activities involved. So this includes office library research, photogeologic study, aerial or underground, outcrop examination. So this is the time na uh, mag mag-suroy-suroy si geologist, no? And conduct ocular observations of the site, no, in a wider scale. Geologic mapping investigation, geologic logging. He should log, no, his observations and then extract samples, no, for any outcrops. And then if ang outcrop is, if may outcrop, he should also be able uh, to examine it, no, in terms of its strike. If may presence ng faults, he should also include that in his logs. And then boulder tracking, then test pitting and trenching. So activities, geological mapping. So kani siya, these are the definitions, no, for every activities. Okay, so there are types of mapping. We have the surface mapping, the underground mapping, air photograph mapping. Now, what should the geologist map in the first place, no, when he conducts this geological exploration? So he should map any exposure of rock presence, a wealth of detail about the soil and rock types, the geologic structures, the physical properties, the chemical properties, other superficial features, weathering or alteration. Excuse me. Okay, so still on that part na what should the geologist map, no? So what should he map first? He or she map first. So it seems that advisable to record all possible features foot by foot or meter by meter as the mapping progresses. So i-traverse dapat niya ang area, and for every intervals or at every intervals he should log. So ito yung mga observation based on these details. The soil, rock type, the structures present, if may fault, may faults, may joints. So yan ang ilog for every interval, no? Then physical properties, sometimes they bring with them magnets, no, para ma-check nila if magnetic tong isa ka sample, no, or an exposure or a rock sample. And then they also have hand lens or an acid with them, no, para ma-check po ang acidity or pH of a certain sample na ila maagyan. Now, basic geologic instrument. We have the Brunton compass, geologist stick, hand lens, pocket tape, cloth chain tapes, no? Geological knife, protractor, dilute HCl, which I have mentioned earlier, magnet, a nail, survey pads, cement nails, sample tags, sample bags, marking pen. So, kay magkuha man silang samples. So, ilahan ang i-label na ilang samples. And then, they should know how to geotag, no? Asa na nila gikuha ang kanang sample. Geotagging meaning tagging the location of that position, no, kung asa nila nakuha ang sample for example, or kung asa na nila na observe na siya nga sample. Okay, so mo na ilahang i-geotag, kuha nila ang coordinates, and then ilag na nila sa ilahang field notebook. And then ang katong sample bag, gamiton to nila for the collection of sample, bringing with them or marking them with a label na dali pud sa ilaha ma-determine kung asa tugikan. Kasi hundreds of samples na ilang ma-collect at the end of their geologic mapping. And then, gano'n na may geological knife, ma'am. Well, dili ang isa ka bato dili necessary nga dalon na nilang dagko kaayo nga bato, no. Pwede na sila mokuha og cheap na samples ato nga bato mo nang naa sila knife. Sample ring for holding sample bags during chip sampling. Pencils, pens, mapping sheets, log forms, field test with large pockets, and clipboard. So, next time siguro sa nakailan na ba mo og Brunton compass? Nakita na ba mo Brunton compass? Kita na mo. Masing picture lang sa inyong POG. So, nakita na mo. Okay, so later on when you go to your structural geology, dapat na mo idea kung saan ipagamit ni ng mga instrument, no? So, although wala pa mo kagunit, pero na mo idea kung saan siya paggamit. Okay, so si Brunton compass, this allows us to measure the attitude of our structures, geologic structures. So, say for example, na exposure na ay road cuts, no? And then, kadalasan kasi sa mga exposure natin is along na siya sa road cuts. So, mga nauna tanawon sa mga, or sa, along the weed bitaw, ni, or the shoulders ng mountains. So, na portion sa na possibly, na ay exposure na ay nag-erode, no, allowing us to see some of the portions ng imuhang geologic structure. Kaya nga present dira, let's say fold or na ay fault na nakita. So si Brunton compass na siya it is a compass, no, para makita nimo ang direction kung asa ang trend sa imuhang structure. And then naapod siya well, naka degree, minutes, second, no, ang iyahang measurement. So, allowing you to determine the angle, the bearing, of the direction of that certain structure. So, makuha nimo ang deep niya o ang strike. Mo na ang makuha sa Brunton compass, the deep and the strike. So, si deep is the angle from the horizontal, no, of that structure. Lang daw, maano ba nato? Nabakoy. So, let's say, dire na lang ako mag-draw. Makita ninyo, class? Mao ni itong structure. Let's say, mao ni ang yuta. Okay, then mao ni ang dalan. Okay, lakaw-lakaw mo dira. And then naman nakita nga kaninga structure, which is swerte kayo kay mo na di ang deposit, no? Yung kaninga na lang. Pero let's say, ano lang na. Yes. May nakita? Kaning drawing na ako? Ay, wala siya. Kani, hindi niyo makita ni? Yes. Nasa PowerPoint to. Di ako nag-drawing kaya pa dito mag-change ng ano, ng ng slide kaya naka share slide lang ko. Yan lang kay sa una ni pag-delete ron. Ayan, eraser. Sige, balik ta. Okay, then sige. Let's say mo ni imuhang makita man ninyo class no? Mo ni imuhang surface and then mo ni imuhang structure. So sa inyong POG, unsa man itong mga different na geologic structures? You have folds, fault, and then joints. Na in this case, let's say na ay kanang crack dira. Okay, so na ay crack dira. So likely fault, no? Nakay displacement gyud aning portion. Okay? So, nakay joint karon imuhang gamiton si Brunton compass para makabalo ka sa trend ani nga structure. Okay, or let's say na siya infill dira gyud. Infill ibig sabihin na isulod to imuhang fracture. So gamiton nimo si Brunton compass para makita nimo ang deep. So ang deep is the angle from the horizontal distance to your structure. So, kani siya mo ni mo ang deep. Okay, ang angle from the horizontal to your structure. So, kani. So, acute angle. Si strike naman ang direksyon ng imuhang structure, no? So, imuha siyang i-measure. Ang strike niya is dito ang trend. So, diri ka nag-observe. So, dito ang direction sa imuhang structure. Dito iyang trend. Okay? Mali. Ano siya? Dipping sa imuhang direction. Dipping direction. Ang strike direction is dito. So, asa padulong ang imuhang structure. So, kaniyang ihang, kung sa ka sa map, mo siya sa ihang kaninga section. Kung tungawon mo na siya, mo makita cross-section view. So, kung sa plan view ka or sa map view, kani mo makita. Ana na siya. Liki. Okay? And then, iyahang dipping is pa dito. So, assume na to na transparent, no? Ang yuta, ang kanilang atong makitaan nga structure. So, ang iyahang dipping direction is west rather. And then, ang iyahang strike is north. And then, ang deep niya is, let's say, makita man ni sa imuhang Brunton compass, ma-measure man niya in angle. No? So, makita ni mo kung pila na degrees. Let's say, 50 degrees. So, mayroon kag 50 degrees east, dipping west rather, ang imuhang kaning deposit or the geologic structure. So, ningana ang gamit ni Brunton compass. So, nagkataon na north. Pero what if nagpaana ang imuhang strike? So, si Brunton compass, magamit nimo siya para ma-determine po ang strike. So, let's say, ang reading ani ni Brunton compass, pag imuha na siyang i-point dito sa direction sa strike sa imong structure, let's say 10 degrees. So, ang imuhang strike then is 10 degrees north of east. Okay, sa imong structure mo na imong ilag. Okay? So, that is part ng task or activities na ginakandak ni geologists during the geological mapping. Ako asan ipang remove. So, makita ninyo ang drawing, right? Sige pa, mas dali. You can thumbs up siguro. Alright, sige. medyo taas pa ang presentation. Sige lang, discuss na natin siya in detail. Further, once na you reach the higher na much more na detailed na subject ani for this particular na topic. Okay? So that is for the basic geologic mapping instruments and equipment. And then portable global positioning system or the GPS, and then a camera, laptop, etc. So camera, of course, si geologist dapat always siya mangita og scale, no? Kay there are things na dako sa picture or gamay sa picture pero in actual dako day siya. So that's why always use a scale in taking a picture of a particular na observation. Okay, pwedeng inyong notebook, pwedeng lapis, okay, any scale that would represent no unsa kadak-an na you will have an idea of what is the size of that observation na imong gilag. And then you have the geochemical exploration. It defines the analytical measurements and chemical interpretation. So kanina, we are talking about geological mapping or geological exploration. This number 2 talks about geochemical exploration. This defines the analytical measurements and chemical interpretation of the abundance of an element in naturally occurring materials such as soil, rocks, water, air, gases, gaussons. Gaussons is an exposure of iron no sa surface, then plants, microorganisms, animal tissues, particulated stream sediments. So mo ni ang sources sa imong samples, pwede kani sila. Then kaya gitawag na geochemical kasi we are trying to determine the chemical composition of these samples na we got from the field or from field, no? Napagani plants and microorganisms. Well, there is a specific na subject ninyo later on sa second year or third year that we'll discuss further on how these geochemical sampling and analysis is done. Okay, so at least ato lang siyang ma-scan karon or ma-introduce sa inyo karon. This includes molecular and isotropic concentration, composition of bacterial counts. Geochemical exploration methods includes the stream sediment sampling, water sampling, rock sampling, specialized sampling, and then ang pag-abot ana sa tanan na sample na makuha nimo ani will be brought to the assay. Samples, they will be brought to the assay for analysis. So sa analysis, diri nimo makita, diri na to makita ang percent concentration or the content of a particular element no dito sa imo mismo samples. So pag may kag geochemical exploration method, these are the methods of sampling. Magkuha og samples sa stream by getting samples of sediments no na present dito. I think we have partly discussed this sa Petro ninyo, why we conduct stream sediment sampling in the first place, and that is to trace no those possible na parent rock asagikan. So dili ta maguna kasi we have this assumption na tanan is may road no gikan sa ibabaw. So kung say makita nato sa baba, potential na naana siya dito sa ibabaw, nag-erode lang na siya through the weathering. Okay? So, mao nang nag-conduct na stream sediment sampling. And then, water sampling, rock sampling, and then, yes, specialized sampling. Activities involved, we have the field survey, sample collection and handling. We're talking about geochemical exploration. These are the activities involved. Field survey, still nagyapoy baklay-baklay na mahitabo, traversing, pero ang pinaka-main purpose niya is to get samples. Kaya kaya i-highlight niya no, si B, sample collection and handling, which requires well-trained personnel capable of recognizing and describing the correct sample material. Now, very crucial, critical ang kuha ng sample. no? Kasi what if dili na siya representative ana nga sa kanimang good na point of view is exploration pa man ta. So pwede na ta mangwag sample that would lead us, that would give us traces on what could be the possible source of those samples, or what could be the possible na present na mga minerals in that region or in that area. So, the sampler should be able to recognize and, if possible, avoid situation where contamination from human activity or changes in the natural physicochemical conditions can produce spurious or unusual results. So, isa po na siya sa i-consider. This must be under the supervision of a geochemist or geologists. Now, soil. Soil are a mixture of mineral and biological sampling media ni sila. So, we have soil, stream sediments and water. Makuha natin na samples like sediments and water, mga rock samples. Even sa plants, pwede tayo magkuha ng samples, and they can be called as geobotanical indicators kasi there are what we call as hyperaccumulator plants or phytoremediating plants, no? Kasi phytoremediating ang tawag sa iha if gigamit siya to remediate a particular na land. Pero in the concept of exploration, ang tawag sa ilaha are geobotanical indicators. Okay? So, napagay tawag nila metallophytes, no? If that plant could bear metal or has the capability to bear metals. Ibig sabihin, apil ang metal sa iyahang mga masuyop, no? Sa iyahang parts. So, kaya kinakuhaan po o nagakuha po taog samples from the vegetation na nag-occur dira. Okay, plants that will not show any visible variation but are capable of absorbing metals in their tissues through soils or groundwater, and the presence of these anomalous metals is often reflected in the metal content in leaves, twigs, and other plant organs. These invisible metal concentrations are known as biogeochemical indicators. Okay? So, animal tissues, ginakuhaan po. So, this involves the content of mineralization in animal and fish tissues. Usually, fish ni siya class. So, microorganisms. This organism is Bacillus cereus, which increases with the natural increase of precious metal content of soils and the vicinity of known mineral deposit. Gases and air, some mineral deposits produce gaseous emanations, and gas and air may also be used as a sample. So, sa man na pagkuha ang gas o air nga sample. So, napod tayo vacuum na instrument ani to capture this in a vacuum. So, how to prepare samples for geochemical tests? So, kani, for ano na ni siya, for sample preparation ang tawag. Sample. Please bear with me kaya I am using a mouse, in writing. Sample prep or sample preparation. This is the activity conducted before we finally send these samples for laboratory analysis. So, siminahan, napod na siya kaugalingon niya ang assay lab or assay laboratory. Pero, aside from its assay laboratory, nagakuha po siya og third party nga tig-analyze po or assay lab or laboratory to analyze their samples. That is to reconcile if tama ang ilahang for quality assurance. To situate na tama ang ilahang analysis. So, also ginahimo pag sample prep. So, we conduct drying, exposure to sun, or dried in an oven, heating in excess, about 70 degrees Celsius, can lead to less volatile elements that may of value to exploration. Sieving and crushing using pestle and mortar and others. Heavy mineral separation, treatment of chemical reagents, and then laboratory analysis. But usually, ang siminahan, especially for bulk samples, mga dinaghan na samples, igo lang siya ibutang sa sample bag, and then ipasa na dayon na kay laboratory. So, sila na mo prepare sa sample ana and sila na pud mo analyze using the different na methods no, or techniques in analyzing those elements or metals. So aside from geochemical exploration, naapod tayo ginatawag na geophysical exploration. So these are all under mineral exploration class. Okay, so sa geophysical exploration, we conduct either through airborne or on ground. Pag ano gani class, uh, ang remote sensing kasi na term, ginagamit nato when we conduct a geophysical survey without touching the 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 target natin for that study, no? So, mao nang sa remote sensing, apil dira si under dira si LiDAR or si light detecting and ranging, light detection and ranging. Apil po dira si sonar, sound navigation and ranging, no? Si sonar and LiDAR. So basta mao na ang definition ni remote sensing. So it could be airborne, ang geophysical survey or exploration through aeromagnetic survey, electromagnetic survey, radiometric survey, and remote sensing. Geophysical on ground naman, we have the gravity, the magnetic, the seismic, electrical, and radiometric geophysical survey. So, sige, i-part na ko sa inyo ang assignment. When do geologists decide which type of geophysical survey should they use, no? Or for any particular na element or na mineral, what should be the right na geophysical instruments or geophysical survey instruments ang dapat na gamiton para mangita ani ng mga elements or ani ng mga minerals. For example, sa ferromagnesian minerals, so ang gamit nato ana is magnetic surveys, no? So, aeromagnetic survey conducted from an aircraft to detect, actually na diri ang mga definition niya. So, you can try to scan this or read this. Conduct on fixed wiring naman sa electromagnetic survey on fixed wing aircraft, radiometric. So, kani sila is airborne, no? Ayan. So, ground geophysical method, si gravity, ang iyang physical property na take advantage is ang density. Si magnetic naman, magnetic susceptibility, electrical conductivity, seismic with velocity, then radiometric or radioactive decay. Ito yung sa gravity method class. Applicability niya for iron ores, no? Ores detected that are that have chromite, hematite, barite that have such high density compared with the material that surrounds them. Detect major subsurface structures such as faults, domes, intrusions, or cavities. Gravity method pa pala to. Okay, so yan, application niya is a chromite, hematite, and barite. Si magnetic survey naman, application niya is for large igneous mineral prospecting and location of large igneous masses, magnetic or bodies that are strongly magnetic. Normally not used in engineering studies, magnetometers provide the measurements and when placed in an aircraft. Sa electrical method, electrolytic action usually made possible by presence of moisture and dissolved salts within the soil rock formation permit the passage and current between electrodes placed in soil surface. General conductance is good in such material as moist clay and silts. Resistivity refers to the resistance to current flow developed in geologic materials and is expressed as OHM, CM2, or CM, or simply OHM, CM, or OHM feet. So, OHM, the unit of measure no, for resistance, ohm. Then, centimeter or centimeter square centimeter or feet ang iyahang uh, unit of measurement. So si MGB actually have already acquired this instrument at I think last year or previous the other year no nagconduct sila dere ilahang try ang ilahang newly acquired na instrument GPR. I think that is ground penetrating resistivity survey instrument. Then, applicability niya, this is to locate water boundaries, mga aquifers. Kaya niya siya i-locate. Massive sulfide bodies such as arsenopyrite, chalcopyrite, outlining the contour of bedrock, surface in placer deposits, locating quartz veins, mga cavities in limestone, mga possible cavities in limestone. This is indicator no na possible ang sinkholes. Okay? Possibility for sinkholes in the future. So, mao ni sila ang ginatanaw pod when conducting geohazard assessments. Potential failure, thickness of organic deposit and depth of GWL. GWL stands for groundwater level. Difficult to interpret and subject to wide variations, does not provide engineering properties. Thermometer, battery, energy source, potential meter, and electrodes mo ni ang basic equipment used in GPR instruments. Typical resistivity values of geologic materials. So, familiarize lang natin ni sila for clay silt, around 5 to 10 ohm feet, 1.5 to 3 in terms of ohm meter na unit of measurement. So, kung seawater naman, 0.6 to 0.8 ohm feet. And then, 0.18 to 0.24 in ohm meters. So, ayan. So, seismic method. So, this consists of detonating a charge of dynamite or other explosives and measuring the reflection and refraction of artificial earthquake waves set up by a shock. Elastic waves travel through geologic media at characteristic velocities. The waves passing the material finally arrives at the surface where they detected and recorded by an instrument. So, types of seismic methods, we have the refraction method and reflection method. So, yan yung refraction method. At least scan through na natin ni siya. We will no longer go deeper into these topics. And then, fourth mineral exploration method is the drilling exploration. So, balikan na to. We have the first, in mineral exploration method, we have the geologic exploration. Then, we have the geochemical exploration, geophysical exploration, and then, ang much detailed na exploration method is itong exploratory drilling or drilling exploration. So, there are 4 types. It could be through percussion drilling, rotary drilling by conventional rotary or reverse circulation rotary drilling, diamond core drilling, conventional wireline, other drilling methods, churn, auger, wash boring, hammer drilling, shot drilling. So, objectives of drilling exploration program, define the lateral distribution and thickness of soils. So, purpose of drilling class is sa geophysical and geochemical survey or exploration, we were able to define, somehow had the knowledge already of what are the possible minerals present no, in that region. Pero, ang kana siya is through the superficial deposits lang na present dito sa surface no, sa atmosphere. Pero, what's beneath the ground is yet unknown. No, unless na mag-conduct ka ng drilling. So, this is one way of penetrating tong unsa gyud ang nasa ground. So, if you go back to our slides earlier, the exploration drilling is conducted during at what stage na gani sa exploration? So, naman ito upat ka stage, reconnaissance, si prospecting or general preliminary exploration. So asa man na stage. So dito na sa kasi maka-remember. So balikan na to ang stages sa natay reconnaissance, then si prospecting, then si semi-detailed, and then si detailed. So asa mag-start dira si exploration? Asa ta mag-start og drilling exploration? At what stage? So sa general no or sa semi-detailed exploration stage. So that's a time na medyo confident ta nga naagid ni diri present ng minerals, no mineral anomaly kasi we have confirmed it through the geochem sampling natin and the geophysical surveys. So ato na siyang na mas na paggamay ang atong area and we are positive, very positive na naa na gid ni diri. Pero ang ato ang problem is wala kabalon sa shape niya, unsa siya kadaka, unsa siya kalapad, no and unsa iyahang configuration in general. We say configuration, it's iyang width, it's iyang height, it's iyang total extent. No? And that's the main purpose of conducting exploratory drilling so that we will know the configuration of that mineral resource na ato ang na-discover. Okay? Through the previous na mga exploration methods, which is yung geochemical and geophysical surveys, and of course your geological mapping or geological exploration. Okay, so sa drilling, sa semi-detailed, wider ang space, no? Kasi ano na siya. Let's say you have a region, entire region na map. So kani siya mao ni ang parcel na imuhang regional reconnaissance. No, nagkanda ka diri, nagpalupad kag helicopter diri, imuha na siyang gipang geophysical survey, and then nagkanda ka og regional mapping, which is reconnaissance ang term, reconnaissance. So nagdaklay-baklay si mga geologists po diri, nagwag samples at intervals, ilahag i-check. So that would take too long, no, to conduct, pero it is necessary para makabalutan, ma-pinpoint nato dira asa gyud ang worth na area to invest for further exploration. So let's say according sa ilahang sa geological mapping and then sa gikandak na geophysical survey, including sa mga results sa samples na nakuha from geochemical exploration ninyo, na-determine nga diri na portion ang medyo positive for further study sa imong exploration. So let's say kaning area. So this one. Okay? So muna ni imuhang target. So in your succeeding na exploration stage, nagamay na imuhang scope. So sa succeeding na exploration stage, mas mamahal po na imuhang mga instrument na gamiton. Mas mudako po di mong investment ani. No, that's why kailangan mas gamay po ang imuhang, mas sure na ka sa imuhang area na i-studyhan. Okay, so let's say diri na ka mag-conduct ng imuhang prospecting. So kada ka ng geochem sampling na pod, mas gipagamay pa or mas pinadaghan pa nga samples diri. Okay? And then after some time nakuha na nimo tanan data from your geophysical survey, data from your geochemical exploration, and then your geological mapping, it confirms na kandiday siya nga portion ang worth for further investment sa imuhang exploration, semi-detailed exploration. So diri na pud ka mag-conduct ng drilling, pero at wider space. So ang very pinaka-importante lang na malukop nimo na siya nga area ka para na kay idea sa tibuok nimo nga kani nga parcel, no, na imuhang target for further exploration. Okay? So once na nahuman ang imuhang drilling, semi-detailed na exploration drilling, so it is found na ang imong deposit ay is naara diri. So diri na ka mag-detailed detailed exploration. So mas closer ang interval sa imong drill holes. So tanan samples nimo diri would define then or would be able to define the configuration of your resource. So let's say after kanina mo na drill, kita mo na ni imong nakita sa ilalom. So ato siyang padako na i-zoom in. Let's say mo na ni imong mga drill holes. Naka-plan view ta class. Ayan, or top view no sa drawing ninyo. So each section iko na siya kaninga section mao ni iyahang cross section. Okay, nga perspective. So mao ni yung mga drill holes. Let's say pila man ni ko 1 2 3 4 so erase na tong uban. So kana kay upat ka drill hole pero kani we are looking at it in a cross section na perspective. So ato ning gipikas gitanaw na to siya sa ilalom. Namura tag gitanaw sa pakilid, no? In cross section view. So mao ni siya. Then with that drill holes kuhaon man na nila ang sample, no? Wait lang. Magkuha man tag sample ani, gidrill na siya, nakuha ang sample. And then let's say kaninga drill hole, mao ni iyang sample na nakuha. Okay, napangit man. Di may erase. Let's say mao ni iyang sample na makuha ha. So, portion ana nga intercept sa imuhang ore. Let's say mo ni ang upper and lower intercept. So, kani sa nakuha ni mo sa sample sa imuhang core at this depth na present sa imuhang ore. Okay? So, makita ni mo siya diri banda kung imo siya i-drawing. And then, kani nga driller, for example, ang sample ni mo nakakuha niya na nakita nga diri ang intercept sa imuhang deposit. And then kani diri ang imuhang deposit banda. And then kini na outcrop diri. So ang imuhang interpolation karon way of estimating then your resource should also match dun sa samples na imuhang nakuha from your core logs. So with that, we can estimate na diri imuhang deposit. Mao niya ang itsura sa imong deposit at dissection. Tapos gi-check po nimo siya ang imuhang deposit or intercepts at dissection. Mao gihapon ang iyahang itsura. Then until such time na ma-picture out na nimo unsa gyud ang configuration or shape sa imuhang and extent sa imuhang ore. Okay? At such time na makakreate ka ng 3D. Let's say, mao gid ni ang iyang itsura. Okay? Then, mao ni ang surface. So, nanakay configuration sa imuhang resource. And with that configuration or shape, maka-estimate na ka unsa iyang volume. And then, further, unsa ang iyang tonelada with the specific gravity of that material. Na-base po siya sa imuhang analysis dito sa geochemical or assay results. Okay? Kay kaning mga imuhang mga samples diri kuan man po na siya og sample, core sample kuan og samples na ipadala sa assay lab para i-check, i-analyze po na nila ang metals present, minerals present, and other relevant na analysis no na need nimo for the estimation of your resource. So again, resource pa siya. So yan. So that is the objective of drilling exploration. Define the lateral distribution thickness of soil rocks, define the groundwater level. So kani what we're talking here is yung sa mineral resource, no? The purpose, objective of drilling exploration in mineral resource. Pero in other application, pwede po siya gamitin for groundwater level, identify geohazards, perform in situ testing to measure engineering properties, and then collect samples for visual examination and laboratory analysis, which we also do sa mineral exploration, application ni drilling. Okay? So, factors to consider prior to drilling. Sige, let's have a 5-minute break. Then, let's return by 3:45. Sige, water break. Bikin pa kita apa? 153 slides. Napaspasan na galit ako. Wait lang, ako sa tanawon, sir.
Or pwede ako sa...
Ha? Gusto ka?
Gusto ko.
Sige rin, sir. Naapa ko sa ano, sir, Mark? Naapa ko sa... Ano sa mani?
Uy.
Bikin pa ka ini. Tapos na siguro. Siguro pa ni yun. Pero,
Sa 18.
ay, manakuha ni. Ulang ita, sige kayo ni.
150. Ilan mo man within the day?
Oo.
For sure.
Lagi yun niya. Ang remaining, ipa-assignment ako sa ila.
Ay, kung saan.
Oo. Wala, gipas-pasan na lang gina ko sa ano, lang pero ako. Ang katong mga importante lang ako ang
Mag-classify ay mag-hindi pa ako ang kwan.
Hello, 4 no? Ay, UGT din, no?
Ito ang communication 4.
4, sir.
4 doon. Ako nalitiwasan na.
Uy, sumisubay ko sa UGT. Hindi ka.
Nalitiwasan na yung mga pagkwan.
Desa na ako, sir, 4. Makaman ko ako. Napa ko sa 30%. Mga 40% sa slide. Ay, pwede rin akong mano ni sa ano, sir, ay. Gamay naman ang surface mining. Nabitoy, nabitoy surface mining na 100 yun. Kana, sir, at dira, apit pa na, sir. Ay, balik ko sa atin. Pero na ako ay part ay ko to. Wala. Ano sir, diri ko. Ikaw na. Ako diri. Ikaw na po.
Kanina ko presentation na to.
Kana lang. Para na lang sila yung idea yung sa ipanghimo.
Salamat team. Kaunti pa na.
Basta ko mag-end karon dari na lang siguro sa ano. Dili. Ay, okay na, Sir Mark. Ay. Mahuman ako sa 81. Kay, ano naman yun? Deposit. May deposit. Sir Mark.
Na-slap ka na, no?
Nice lot ka na, sir.
Alipan.
Dapat mo, pending approval. Oh, pero ang PCC, sir, kaya upas sila nag-response code. So, hindi dapat nagpahagyan ng 5. Ay, 5 na lang man, di ba? 15. Pero positive man ang 5 na sa lipan to. Ang ano lang, ang 10, 10. Kung wala gito, MGB na lang. Okay, guys, maybe we can continue on Tuesday. Next meeting for the remaining slides of this presentation. So I'll be posting this sa Google Classroom for you to read in advance, and then let's continue with the discussion on Tuesday. Then dapat mahuman na to ni by Tuesday kay para on Thursday quiz ta for this, and then start ta sa surface mining. Okay, and then pagka Friday discuss ta ulit quiz for surface mining, and then discuss ta ng mine planning and design. Okay? So we'll meet on Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday to cover the topics ng midterm and conduct the quizzes. Except for mind planning and design. That is for next week. Sige, so any question? So nag-end sa slide number 52 in the presentation. So I'll be sending you this or posting this material sa Google Classroom and your assignment. Sige, so wala ng question. Can I have a thumbs up if okay na? Wala nang clarification. Sige, so thank you everyone. I will now end the recording.